Okay, sorry, running a little bit behind, trying to get everything set up. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm gonna go in the office real quick and get Cody to monitor stuff, and I'll be right back. Can you watch this for a minute and make sure that I've got audio?
Okay. I can hear you clicking.
Oh, okay.
I heard clicking.
Okay, well, make sure my audio's good, and if it goes for a long time without me responding to somebody, let me know.
Are you starting now?
It's already live.
Okay.
So, yeah, so there we go.
You should have told me that before I started saying something.
I didn't think about it. Okay, sorry about that. First time live streaming from the shop. And this is a different setup than what I use at home. So making sure, and I've got Cody in the office watching chat because I'm gonna have to like glance over sideways and look at my monitor while I'm working on this truck. So hopefully we'll bounce back and forth. I've already done a full length video on 80 series knuckles, but I thought since this is one of those jobs that I can do in my sleep, it'd be fun to chat during in case people had questions. And because I have an extra streaming setup that didn't sell on Facebook Marketplace, so I might as well use it here at the shop. And thanks for letting me know I've got audio in chat. And I wasn't sure if anybody was going to show up today since it, was during the workday. And the camera's on the tripod, so I can't spin you around, but this is one of the worst knuckle rebuilds we've had come in. This truck actually came in for airbag codes. It came in for that, but we do a look over on everything that comes through and notice that it's missing studs and all of the nuts are backed off on the driver's side. And there's actually a gap between the steering arm and the knuckle. So this one is in dire need of a knuckle rebuild. So we're gonna do knuckle rebuild, new berths, and the front pinion bearings are worn out and really sloppy on this. I'm gonna do diff rebuild too. I'm not gonna show all of that on live stream. I'll probably stream today up until I've got to leave to go let my dogs out. And then everything will be in the parts washer and probably come back maybe tomorrow and put everything back together. So yeah, let's get started. And this will also be more real time than you see in the videos because I'm gonna be walking back and forth and getting tools. So I'm gonna pop this dust cap off first. That off. And that's not a great sign. It has the wrong snap ring in it. We're just starting out awesome. It's got one of the eared snap rings. So it's got the two ears where it should just be a flat snap ring. So great. Luckily, we stock these. And then it's just a 12mm socket. Take all the nuts off. all the washers off, and I've just got a box down here because I'm going to throw everything in the parts washer. Oh, and we're missing a cone washer on the drive flange, and it looks like it's because somebody whaled it and bent the drive flange crooked. This truck's gonna be awesome. I should tag this along for the FJ60 video I did the other day that was like so poorly repaired. There we go. And you can see from the end of my hammer, this is all I use this hammer for. Come on. Come on. There we go. And then we can pop our drive. Oh, God. So the old gasket on here has been resealed with RTV and glued on instead of buying a new gasket. And yes, it's a brass hammer that I'm hitting so that I don't screw up the ends of the studs. And I don't know if you guys will be able to see that if I zoom you in. Yeah. But somebody has just beat the hell out of the nuts with a chisel because they didn't have a 54 millimeter socket. The cheapest part of rebuilding this is the 54 millimeter socket. Just buy it. If you don't have a 54 millimeter socket, don't take this apart. I'm going to bend the ear back on the or the lock washer. And same thing, whoever was in here last, reuse the lock washer because it's bent and mangled. So good times. Yeah, and you're not gonna be able to see it, but the inner nut is coming out along with the outer one because they've mangled the lock washer. And they've reused it, so it's jammed to the inner and pulling it out. Come on. Sorry, my head's in the way. But when you reuse these, the little tab here in the middle gets ripped. And then these, I don't know if you can tell or not, but this is no longer round. It's egged out this way. So it's just slipping on the spindle and not locking anything. So I'm going to clean these nuts to see if I can salvage them. But I will likely just get new Toyota nuts. And something feels screwy with the threads because these should just spin off. And they're really tight, so it'll be interesting to see once we get the spindle apart. And I want to see what that washer looks like too. And normally, I would be doing both sides of the truck. I'd be bouncing back and forth. But y'all don't want to see me do both sides. So I'll tear down this one side and then I'll go do the other one. So I'm going to take a 17 millimeter socket. Oy! And well, I'm going to get a longer ratchet and take these caliper bolts off. These should only be 90 foot-pounds, and it feels like they are quite a bit more. But judging by what I've seen so far, whoever was in here last wasn't torquing anything. So those are loose. Come on, other way. And yeah, oh God is never a good sign, but really common when you're doing these. And then I've got caliper hook. And somebody just did pads and rotors on this and put it all back together with a busted knuckle. So we're going to hang that caliper out of the way because you don't want to leave weight on the hose. And then I'm going to pull the whole knuckle or the whole hub off. And surprisingly, this inner washer is not as grooved as I thought it would be. And we're going to do wheel bearings and everything on this one, so that'll all get taken apart. And I'm going to go grab a drain pan to stick under this knuckle in case there's anything still in it. Highly doubt there is. And then we can go ahead and take these 14 millimeter headed spindle bolts out. And keep track of the washers so we're not like the last guy. And I don't know if you guys can hear the hammering in the background. It's dueling knuckles today. Crash is doing an 80 series on the other side of the shop. And there should not be this much grease in here. This should be clean. There we go. And there's Cody, looking like a manly man walking through.
I got some facts.
Before I knock this loose, I'm going to take the ABS sensor out just so I don't accidentally whack it. And it's just a 12 millimeter headed bolt. Come on. We'll wiggle that up out of there. And that is not a great sign. So the end of these ABS sensors, they're magnetic. And there should not be metal stuck to them. So it's a good thing I bought burps for this. And Carter asked if I think I've rebuilt over or under 500 sets of knuckles. Definitely under 500, but probably well over 100. God, I don't know. I would guess probably getting into the 200 range. Yeah, this is not going to be good because this sensor is full of metal. So that'll be fun. And there we go. And I'm just going to use just a dead blow mallet to knock that off. And as you can see, there is no grease in there. And this guy is floppy jalopy. This has been this has just been wasting away. And the seal surface on here is shot. I'm gonna have to measure that and see if moving the seal surface with the old Wits End press tool will compensate for that. But yeah, this burf's whipped. There's no grease in it. Yeah, good times. And yeah, very dry. So I'm going to go ahead and pop my cotter pins out of here. I don't know why I just threw that in the box to get cleaned, because we're obviously going to put new cotter pins in. And I am going to walk over here and pull this one while I'm thinking of it, because otherwise I will forget. And I will try to pop this tie rod end off without taking the cotter pin out first. There we go. And please excuse the sniffling. I'm getting over a cold. I'll just take a 19 millimeter socket and bonk those loose. go. And I'm just gonna pop a hammer nut on there real quick. And sorry, this is gonna get loud for a second. Actually, I'm gonna mute chat for just a second. And then I'll be right back. Huh?
It's not muted.
Oh, well, sorry for the not muting. I don't know why. Sorry about that sweet compressor interlude there. The control panel at home, I can turn the mic off separate. Because I'm feeding audio through my shirt mic, it's tied to the camera and didn't automatically cut. Yeah, Cody came out and yelled. He's like, hey, dude, you're not muted. And yes, Dr. Carl, I know who you are. And you'll have to stop by again because I'm sure I'm on your way to to Moab and Rubathon. But yeah, these were stuck. Usually, the hammer nuts make quick work of popping the tie rod ends out. And you can see all the goo on the tie rod end from the pinion seal leaking on it. And now you can see all the goo down here. Now you can't really see the gap, but not good. And I'm just going to take a 10 millimeter and take all the dust cover bolts off the back. If I can get around all the goo. It's funny, like, maintenance-wise, this truck has not lived a happy life, but rust and corrosion-wise, it looks pretty good. Which I'd take a non-rusty, under-maintained truck over a rusty, well-maintained truck. Oh, and Nigel's here too. It's like the normal crew that comes for live stream. You guys should have day jobs. Yeah, I wasn't sure if anybody was actually going to show up to hang out. But I've been slacking on doing the actual evening live streams lately, because by the time I get home from here, and my runs in the evening for training are getting longer, so by the time I've gotten home and I've run for an hour, I really don't feel like doing live streams at night. And I thought about moving them to the weekends, but now my weekend long runs are stupidly long. So, yeah. So I figured I would try doing this during the day. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, we haven't run into anything yet that is unfixable. It's just, why? And really, we haven't run anything that's all that out of the ordinary so far. And God, driving this, I don't know if you guys can see that it's notched and popping back to center. This thing must have been a joy to drive. I did not test drive this on the road after seeing that there was only 3 knuckle studs in there. I'm actually curious. I'm going to try taking those out by hand just to see how tight they are. There it is. Okay, so that one's still in there. That one is loose. Pick that one up in a bit. And this one feels like it's cross-threaded. Yeah, that one, I don't know what's going on, but the whole stud and everything came out together. And because we're missing this stud here, and we don't know, what's happened what stresses have been on the other side, we'll replace all 4 of these. There's no sense in just replacing one, just for the other 3 to break. Yeah, Nigel says you don't need that many of them anyway. And Carter says he's on lunch. Yeah, I can see how this would be better on your wallet than scrolling mud. So I'm just going to take a brass hammer. So that may have been part of the problem. Only 1 cone washer fell out of here. The rest were just nuts up against the bore of the steering arm. Just slide this guy out, pop it off. And the really nice thing is I don't have to scoop grease out of this because there's nothing in here. And the bearing races don't actually feel that bad. Surprising. Pull all this crap off. We'll wipe the big stuff off the outside here. And this seal is just obliterated. Like, there is no sealing lips left on it. I'm gonna get Cody to open me another bag of paper towels. Can you open me some paper towels? Yeah. I should have done this before we started.
What is that?
They're on the shelf over there. And while he's opening those up, I'll go ahead and take this inner seal out. Yeah, that is roasty toasty. Thank you, sir. Nope, that's it. And then I've got a cold chisel that I intentionally flattened the end on. So I can reach down in there. And when you're holding a chisel, put your hand on the inside, because if it's on the outside, when the bearing comes loose, you're going to whack your hand into the knuckle. And I'm not sure what you're asking about, what I'm replacing from Land Tank. The knuckle stuff we all just get from Cruiser Outfitters or Terrain Tamer. Oh, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that on camera, but there are wear grooves in there. Let's see if I can get that You can see where all the bearings have kind of worn in. And yeah, my parts washer's getting a workout today. Luckily, we have a huge automatic wash cabinet that we can just load up the entire front end of knuckles in it, let it run for a few hours, and they come out clean. Oh, okay, the studs. We just get factory ones. I've beat on my truck with factory knuckle studs and never had a problem, they just seem to hold up. Yeah, I mean, you can get the higher end ARPs. I don't see the point in them. And, almost all the trucks, well, the vast majority of the trucks we're doing are daily drivers and, mall queens. They don't need anything more than factory. And I can get factory same day because our local dealer stocks them for me. But yeah, so that's pulling everything down. I've got to do the other side yet, but I'm not going to make you guys suffer through that. But yeah, I'll load all this up in the parts washer and get it washing, and I've got to pull the front diff out to rebuild it because it is whooped. I don't know if you can, you won't be able to hear it, but the front pinion bearing is shot. So yeah, I'll load all this up in the parts washer, rebuild the front diff, and then bring you guys back for reassembly. Maybe tomorrow, probably Thursday. And yeah, Carter's right, check your nuts. I actually checked my 80, I guess Friday. I pulled it in to check it, and one of the studs was just a hair loose. Because I've been daily driving my 80 for the last couple of weeks because we had snow and ice here, and I blew the head gasket in my daily driver little CT, which I pulled the head off of it yesterday, which it's sitting on the floor behind me over there, ready to go to the machine shop. But yeah, I kind of expected this to take longer and didn't. But thanks to everybody that showed up and chatted while I was pulling this apart. This was easier than I thought it was going to be to set up. So I will likely do this again. I'll definitely do it again for putting this back together. But yeah, I think I'll do this more often because this was fun. But anyway, I'm going to end this one here. I'm brain dead. I'm going to end this one here. Once I know when I'm going to put it back together, I'll schedule it so it shows up on the live stream schedule. And I'll catch you guys later. Oh, God, Nigel's watching from Thailand. Cody's going to be so jealous. His wife's Thai, and he loves going back over there. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later, and thanks for tuning in.